Hi, I'm Craig Robinson. I'm the principal at Los Ranchos Elementary School, and today I'll be presenting our budget for school year 23-24. Right now we're in school year 22-23, and I have some exciting information for you about our budget. We're excited to have this budget this year because it keeps us in a good place for many of the things that we're already doing at the school, and lets us have some exciting opportunities. In the link below this, or the information about this video, you'll probably find a link to look at a document that looks like this. It'll be a PDF version. You can download it for yourself or just look it on your screen and you can see it looks like this. So this is the document I'm referring to and I'm reading off of for this presentation. Our budget here at Los Ranchos does support students, and we're excited to have it and available to you. If you have any questions about the budget or you want to see more detailed documents, you can call the office and we'll get you some copies of anything that you want. Our documents are open to the public, and I would like to have you have access to them. I will be presenting this information and this video at 5 o'clock on the 10th of March, and anybody who wants to come in and talk to me at that time can come in and talk to me and ask me questions about the budget. This will be a part of that presentation, and I'll have an open question and answer period afterwards. So if you can't make that or you have other questions, please reach out to me. My email is also craig.robinson@aps.edu. Hope to put that down in the bottom also as a email address that you can reach out to, or just call the school. We have detailed documents if you want them, and also copies of this if you would like to have it. So you want to get a copy of this, physical copy, you're happy to see it. I'm happy to share it with you. So without anything further, let me get into the budget. Here's one exciting thing. All of the teachers that we have on staff, all the positions for teachers that we have on staff for this year will be here and working for us next year. So that means that we'll have 2 kindergarten teachers, 2 first grade teachers, 2 second grade teachers, 2 third grade teachers, a 4th grade teacher, and 2 5th grade teachers. Some of our discretionary parts of our budget help make sure that all that happens. We will also, and I'll get into other people that are funded out of this budget specifically to support other parts of our programs and our school. In special education, we will have 2 special social communication support classrooms with 2 EAs each, and any EAs that are one-on-one for a student to have student need, they'll also be in there. In CrossCat, which is students that have maybe just a reading goal or a math goal with their individual education plan and their special education, we have a teacher in each classroom. We have an EA in each classroom, and we will have 2.5 of those teachers starting next year. Right now we have 2 teachers. We started the year with 1.5, and those teachers' classrooms are getting a little bit on the full side, like everywhere with special education. So we are getting an increase of 1/2 of a teacher FTE, when that should help with that a little bit. One of the parts of our budget that we're happiest about is that we put resources into people that keep students getting access to as many adults for learning as possible, and I'll talk about that a little bit here as we go through our budget. We have different areas of our budget. I just covered the staffing part if you're following along on your handout. In bilingual, our budget for this year is $47,441. So it's $47,041, which is an increase from last year, about $10,000. This allows us to fully fund our bilingual, our 0.5 bilingual teacher, which is our half-time teacher, who provides Spanish language art services currently for 2nd grade and 4th grade. And and that teacher is funded for is fully funded out of there. We have some funding for stipends for some testing that the teachers have to do as a part of the bilingual program, and some sub money for La Cosecha. La Cosecha is a conference that happens annually where our bilingual teachers and our ELD teachers go to receive additional training, update their information and knowledge so that they're best able to give great instruction for our students here at Los Ranchos, who are ELs, which means English learners. Let's see. That was the bilingual budget. our regular operational budget is $127,485. It's a funding category called at risk. Our students who make that designation get funded at a different rate, and so we get a little bit extra money for that. It's down $2,000 from last year because our enrollment dipped just slightly by about 5 students. So we get a little less money this year than we did the year before. But that allows us to make sure that we do have no cross. Right now, we're not planning on having any teachers teaching more than one grade level. So we're just going to have one 4th grade classroom, and so that allows us to have that. If we didn't purchase that teacher out of that budget, then we would have combination classes where more than one grade level is taught because we are just not funded for enough teachers to do it any other way. So we fund a teacher out of that funds. We also fund an EA out of that funds because in the kindergarten classrooms we're only funded for one EA. It's great to have a second EA and have one EA per kindergarten classroom, so that EA can support that teacher with their students, especially at the first part of the year. It's really great to have an EA per classroom because so much learning happens around routines and processes and students feeling comfortable at school. It's great to have a second person in the classroom. It also pays for our family liaison. Our family liaison is only a part-time position here at our school, but it's kind of, in my opinion, it's in the sweet spot because a full-time family liaison would be great, but there would be work where it's just enough. What I'm saying is it's just enough for a half-time position to meet all our needs, and so we really like that. We really like that fact that she's Spanish speaking and that she can reach out to all of our families and communicate anything that they need. And if you know who she is, she's a great resource for the school and a great person to have on our team. So we're funding her. We're also funding the entry fees for La Cosecha, and then also some supplies. So that rounds out the $100,000 for that. Our next funding category is Title I. Last year we were funded for $53,700. Our funding in Title I increased by $34,836 to $88,536 for Title I. Out of Title I, we're paying for a part-time teacher. I forgot one of the special education teachers I forgot to mention is our gifted teacher, so this rounds out the other half of gifted. Our gifted teacher is a part-time teacher. We also have a computer science teacher, and this allows her to be one teacher at one school, and that's a fantastic resource for us. That means that she is funded at the school, and that means every student gets computer science once a week. And I think that's an incredibly valuable tool for our students. If you don't know what they're getting out of their computer science classes, or just ask them about Sphero or ask them about coding, our students are going in there and getting those 21st century skills that they need to be most successful and be college and career ready. We've also put in some money for planning days for teachers. And we've also put in money to have the counselor here, who's only funded as a half-time counselor, to be funded to work here just a little bit more. We know she does, and so we want to compensate her for being here just a little bit more than half-time, and that's great. So instead of being a 0.5 FTE, she will be a 0.65 FTE, or 65% of the time of a full-time teacher she would be here. A full-time counselor, should I say. We have some money set aside for NDI. We have some money set aside for a program called RAS, Reading A to Z, for our students, which is a computer-based program for student reading. And then we have some more money set aside for funding. And you can see all that in Title I, or for supplies. We have $1,400 roughly set aside for family meetings for this year for Title I. And that wraps up Title I. Title III for ESL. We've decided this year to spend a little bit money on getting some teachers some training from our language, culture, and equity. Unbelievable. Language, culture, and equity department. I'm sorry, I just thought I wasn't recording there for a second. And we're going to get 2 days of training for teachers, and it's a 2-day training, and we're going to get 2 of our teachers trained for that, and then we're going to spend a little bit of money. Once they receive that training, they might say, well, we really need this, and I want to have some money set aside so that we can get those things for them for supplies and materials that come out from that training. It's oftentimes we go to training and they say, well, do you have money now for this? And it's tough for me to anticipate that, so I've anticipated at this time, and we're going to go that direction. We have some non-salary and non-at-risk funds. That amount budgeted for us is about $13,356. We have some supplies that we need to do for the school for $3,700. We're going to refresh some of our social emotional learning supplies in the school. We have some corners that the kids can do in every single classroom. I want to make sure that we have some money set aside for that, and for our redirector to about $3,708. We have some software that we use here in the office that helps us work better for $600. Custodial supplies cost us $4,500, and we've got $750 that go to the library. That covers our budget in a nutshell. At this point, if we were in person, I would say, hey, now let's have you ask any questions that you have, and I would fill in any gaps that maybe I missed something or didn't adequately explain it or just went too fast. However, we're not in person, but you can always come and contact me with the information that's down below in the contact area. And if you're at this meeting right now, this is where we will open it up to any questions. Thank you for listening to this budget presentation. We so appreciate having your children at Los Ranchos. They are so great, and we do everything we can to make sure that they get the best learning possible, and that includes a budget that supports learning in their classroom. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching this.